Braille class. Today we are going to be recapping the split digraph sound E, because in our spelling sometimes we're using the incorrect E sound for our split digraph. So we're going to have a focus on spelling, a little bit of reading and then extending and writing those sentences. Let's see if we can do our revise first. Sound from Friday. Sh. Qu. Ch. I. Your. Oh. Back to that. Shh. Okay, let's see whether you can write the sound O for go for a goal. So what two letters come together, so the digraph, what two letters come together to make the one sound, O for go for a goal. See whether you can remember. Remember to pause the video. Let's see whether you're right. O and A. If you got that right, well done. Okay, let's try another one. Or harder on trigraph this time. Three letters that go together to make one sound. Your. See whether you can write the sound your for sprinkle the manure. So which three letters do we use to spell the sound your? And we'll pause the video. Let's see if you were right. U-R-E. Superstars. The last one. Ooh. This is a tricky one. Another trigraph, three letters that come together to make one sound. I, as in my pants are too tight. So I, as in my pants are too tight. What three letters make the sound I? Remember to pause the video. Let's see whether you're right. I-G-H in words like hi or sigh, like Miss Bailey gave a big sigh. Ah, because you couldn't teach Braille class in school. Now let's see if we can revise some of our high frequency words and common exception words. Remember, think first, when I push it forward, say that word. All. So the bit that's tricky in here is the A and L is making an or sound in words like always. So all. If we segmented that, normally it would be a, L. But we know we don't pronounce it like that. It's all. One of those common exception words that makes no sense. Oh, next common exception word. Have a think. My. So here it's this Y making an I sound instead of the Y or E that sometimes it makes. My making the I sound. Or one of our high frequency words, a long one this time. So have a think. Children. Next one. Your. Oh, last one. Help. Superstars. Let's see whether you can spell some of those words that we've just had a practice of. So, which one shall I choose? I would like you to see whether you can write the word my. So have a think, which letter is making that I sound in the word my? Remember to pause the video. Let's see whether you were right. My. M and Y. It's that Y that's making that I sound in that word. Okay, next one. Let's see whether you can spell the word your. Ooh, how do we spell the word your? Your. Remember to pause the video. Let's see whether you were right. Y-O-U-R. Your. Superstars. Last one. Oh, okay. Really hard one. All. We were all learning from home. The word is all. Remember, pause that video. Let's see. Have you remembered that the A and the L is making that all sound? So it's A-L-L making all. Superstar. Now we're going to see whether we can recap our sound for today. And our sound for today is the split digraph E. So our caption action today is Eve and Steve eat your peas. So let's go again. Eve, so do a curtsy like a girl. Eve and Steve, a bow for Steve, eat your peas. So practice. Eve and Steve eat your peas. And whenever we're in class, I always say I have a bit of tomato ketchup with my peas and my mash because it's very, very yummy. So when you see this side of the card, you're going to do the caption action. Eve and Steve eat your peas. Okay, let's have a look at our sound today. So our sound today is a split digraph. And the reason why it's a split digraph is because this E and this E, they're too chatty. If they were in my class next to one another, they'd be chatting over me. So I have to split them up, okay? I have to put another letter in between them, but they secretly still hold hands and they make the sound E. So can you say that sound for me? E. So when we see this side of the card, we're going to say, Eve and Steve, eat your peas. And when we see this side of the card, we're going to say the sound E. Let's see whether you can do it. Oh, let's have a look. Fantastic. Eve and Steve, eat your peas. Eve and Steve, eat your peas. E. E. Last one all together. Eve and Steve, eat your peas. Amazing, guys. So looking at our split digraph E, the letter names. It's the same letter twice. What is that letter name? So for our split digraph E, it's an E and a E. A letter E and a letter E. But remember, we've got that letter in between because they're a bit too chatty. Fantastic. So now we're going to see the words that have our split digraph E in from today. So we're going to segment it first, splitting it up into its sounds. So let's try the first one. K, O, M, P, U, E, T. And again. K, O, M, P, U, E, T. K, O, M, P, U, E, T. Complete. One of those longer words again. So remember what I taught you in my Fridays video. If you want to, you can split it up into its sections. So I might have com as my first syllable, so k, o, k, o, k, o, com. And then my next syllable, p, eat, p, eat, p, eat, pleat, complete, complete, complete. Oh, let's try our next one. See whether you can do it this time. E, s, e, s, e, s. Themes, as in we have themes to our classroom. So for example, my classroom theme is a garden because I've got lots of flowers and leaves up in my classroom. So themes. Oh, next one, let's try this one. See whether you can do this one at home on your own. Remember to pause the video so you can have a try. Let's see whether we can do it. But if it's too hard, we can split up that word into its syllables. So the first bit, X, 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 X. And the second syllable, T, im, T, im, T, im, treem. So I've got X and treem, extreme. So the weather was really extreme because it was hailing and there was rain and thunder and lightning. Extreme. And the last one, we're going to have a look at segmented today. See whether you can do that one at home. Remember to pause that video. Let's have a little try. D, e, u, eat. D, e, u, eat. D, e, u, eat. Delete. Superstars. So, thinking about the words that we've just segmented, I want you to have a try now to see whether you can write those words. So can you spell the words that we've just segmented together? So the first word you're going to try is delete, so the one we've just done. See whether you can spell the word delete. Remember to pause the video, and then I will go through which letter names we need to use to spell that word. Let's have a try. Delete. D-E-L-E-T-E. Remembering that our split digraph E has that T in the middle to stop the E letters chatting to one another too much. Now I want you to see whether you can spell the word complete. Complete. So think about those separate syllables. Complete. Remember to pause the video. Let's see. C-O-M makes our com, and P-L-E-T-E making pleat. Complete. If you got that right, well done you. Next word I want you to try and spell themes, themes. Remember to pause the video and then I'll show you how we spell it. Themes, themes, themes. TH making that th sound. E-M-E-S. Themes. Really good, guys. Now we're going to practice holding our sentence, writing it and then extending it. So our sentence today is I need to complete my work. So we're going to try I, so we're going to draw a big capital I because that capital needs to be at the beginning of a sentence, and the word I is a personal pronoun, so it has to be capitalised. So I. For need, we're going to do an N. We're going to pretend we're writing an N in the air. For to, we're actually going to write the word to because that's nice and easy, just a T and an O in the air. Complete, so we're going to pretend we're finishing off our work. My, and then work, we're going to open a book with our full stop at the end. So we've got I, big capital, need with an N, to, writing that out, so T and an O, complete, my work, full stop. So you can do it a bit faster now. So I need to complete my work. One more time. I need to complete my work. And that full stop at the end. Now we're going to see whether we can write that sentence. So remember, we're practicing it orally first and then we're going to write it. So the word I, we know because we've drawn it in the air, it needs to be a capital letter. So on my line, making sure my letter's on my line, I'm going to do my big capital I, like this. Next word, need. So the first sound in need is so I'm going to use my finger space. I wonder whether you can think at home, how are we writing that E sound? Is it split digraph E that we've learnt today? Is it a double E? Is it EA? Is it EY? Have a think. It is, of course, double E. And the last sound of need is D. I need to. Now we know how to spell to because we've drawn it in the air, that T, and that O, one of our other common exception words, because that O is making an oo sound instead of the O that it usually makes. I need to complete. So complete was one of the words that we segmented and blended together. So remember, we split it into its syllables, com and then pleat. So let's try the com first. So C-O-M. And then the second syllable, still part of the same word, there's no finger spaces, pleat. So P. Ooh. That's split digraph E from today, so we need to have one E, put the last sound T in between and have the E on the end. I need to complete my, that was another one of our common exception words today, that Y making I sound, work. Now, work's quite a tricky word, so I'm going to give you that one, because in the word work, the letters O and R make an sound. And usually O and R together, the digraph, doesn't make an sound. It makes an or for worn and torn. So I'm going to give you that one and see whether you can try and remember when you're doing your work, that it's an O and R, not an E and R. So when you're going to write that work, think I know it's not U R for I know it's not I R for I know it's not E R for I know it's a tricky one. It's O R, worn and torn, but it makes the sound in that word. So I need to complete my work. Year 1 sentence at the minute, and we're in year 2, so we need to extend it. And today we're using a different conjunction. We're going to try and do different conjunctions to make our sentences a bit more interesting. So we're going to get rid of that full stop, so big fat cross out, and we're going to use the conjunction or. So what will happen if I don't complete my work? And it might be that at the minute, if you don't complete your work at home for mummies and daddies, they might have a consequence for you, like Miss Bailey does when she's in class. So I need to complete my work or I won't get to eat chocolate for my pudding. I need to complete my work or I'll have to stay in at break time and do it. I need to complete my work or I won't get my favourite toy at the weekend. So I want you to see whether you can write this part of the sentence then use the conjunction or and add on to extend it. See whether you guys can do that at home.